Okay, so today is cups, or this video is cups. Starting with the ace. Now the cups are about emotions, creativity, spirituality. It can be about spirit, it can be about really anything that's close to your heart. It's about relationships. It's I feel like the cups, anything you feel about, like, like with basically art and stuff, you're feeling when you're being creative that way, no matter what that looks like. It's anything that feels good for you. That's really what it's about. Because it's emotions, it can be a little flaky, right? The emotions make us, go up and down. Or they can, not every time, but they can. So when we begin, we've got the ace, and the ace of cups is about the beginning of something that means a lot to you, to your heart, to how you feel, to something that's good. A lot of times this would come up in a new relationship is starting. That relationship can take any form. It can be a love relationship, a friend, a really good friendship, one that's close to your heart. It can be a starting something, like a beginning of maybe a new creative endeavor, or maybe a new relationship with yourself. There's so many things that this can be. It's one of my favorite cards in the fact that it feels good. When it comes up, it always feels good to me, that whatever is starting feels good. And that's just kind of nice. So, and then we have the Two of Cups. And the Two of Cups is really about relationships, and it's about a close relationship. And to me, the Two of Cups, even more so than the Lovers, it's about when you see these two people together, they're looking at each other, it's a give and take. Like when I explain the Lovers, I feel like it's almost an entrapment, but this one makes me feel more like a give and take. They're sharing, they're talking or communicating in some form, they're looking at each other. It's all about really being close. It's about, to me, there's a real closeness with this relationship. Now, again, this relationship could be anything. It doesn't have to be with a human even. It can be a relationship like, with a, starting a new project or something that just feels really good. It can be a partnership for sure, but if it's a partnership in business, it's a really close, emotional one that feels really good. So when it comes up in a reading, I use that a lot, that it feels good. It's a good thing. It feels, because when you're explaining maybe a partnership in work, and that's how you see this, and depending on the cards that come around it, that, it's, whatever this partnership is more than just business. This partnership is about caring about each other as well. So that's kind of the way I look at it. As far as action, I didn't talk about the ace, but the ace would be, start something new, start something that's really feels good to your heart, start something creative, start a spiritual journey, or develop a better relationship with yourself. That's sometimes how I see it. And then the two, I look at it a lot about appreciating those around you. Like when it's in an action, appreciate those people that are close to you, whether they're family, friends, whatever. Those people that mean a lot, that touch your heart, let them know. That's usually the action that I would take with that if it comes up in an action-oriented position. Now, the Three of Cups is, about celebration. Getting together, being in a group that you feel close with, and celebrating that time. It's basically a feel good. You're celebrating something that happened. It could be like celebrating this relationship, or celebrating, it could be anything. But to me, it's like a close group of friends. That's the feeling of it. Now you have to remember with this card, it could also be gossip. It comes up a lot in gossip. It could be a third party situation where the relationship, there's someone's having an affair, or just a third person making stuff difficult. It can be that, but it really would depend on the negative. There would have to be negative cards around it. I don't go negative with this card right away. Matter of fact, my first inclination is usually a positive note, because it is a positive card overall, but it can mean, you know, it could mean gossip and those kind of things. So it depends. Like if it's right next to the Seven of Swords, be prepared, be aware, for sure. Also, you know, anytime. So a lot of times when we talk about reversals now, I have not really studied up on reversals. We all do reversals how we feel. I don't always do reversals like as the opposite, but I do look at them as they are upside down, and how does that make me feel? To me, like this card upside down, if I saw it that way, would mean that either there's something missing as far as you know, closeness in the querent or in the situation, or this would be beware of, you know, people acting out of turn, or you know, gossiping, that kind of thing. So definitely that's how I would see that one. So the Four of Cups, now I see this, and I've been taught this, and I see it a lot, as a lack of appreciation. The cup is being handed to this person, and he's just sitting there with his arms crossed like, I don't want that. I don't want that. That's not what I asked for. So it's almost like that kind of feeling to me. You know, he's got the three cards in front of him, and he's got, you know, the one being handed to him. So that tells me that, you know, he's just bored. He's bored. He doesn't care. He's nonchalant about things. He's not giving things his all. He's, you know, it's that kind of space. It's that kind of feeling that, you know, just not happy, not appreciative, in the space of nothing's working out for me. Poor little old me. That's the feeling I get, period. That's how I see that card. So, as far as an action, I always, almost always, when it comes up as an action, open your eyes to what's being given to you, because the universe is giving you something and your eyes are closed to it, or you're not appreciating it. Appreciate it. This also may be the time to start a gratitude journal, to see the things around you that are good, and to show that you can appreciate those things that are coming in, even though maybe they're not exactly the way or what you asked for. So Four of Cups. So Five of Cups, you know, there's a lot of things in this card. He's got his head down. He's got 3 cups spilled. He's got 2 cups up. He's got what's beyond the river. Why is he looking down? Why isn't he not looking up and around? This is really about focusing on the negative, or focusing on that thing that has happened in our life that has hurt us. You know, when you get hurt, or you feel bad, or you're depressed, you're focusing on that. And this is that exact card. You're focusing on what you've lost, what you don't have, what's making you sad. But this card also teaches us that if you look up or behind you, what do you have? If he looks behind you, he has still 2 full cups. If he looks up and in front of him, he's got the whole, you know, just cross that river, just go to that bridge and cross, and you've got the whole world by your hand. So this is about sadness, it's about depression, it's about loss, but really, it's really about that point in our life where we're not paying attention to anything else but what we've lost. You don't want to take this card and make the querent feel like, oh, you're not, you know, you shouldn't be sad, you shouldn't be this, that, or the other. It's a real thing, and it's a real feeling. It's just it's a reminder to remember that a lot of times that's all it is. Not all. You gotta be careful, because you know, I've been in this spot plenty of times, and if someone's telling me, oh, you have no reason to be depressed, I'm gonna give them every good reason why I can be. But so we want to be careful when we treat our querents like that. You know, we want to it's for the reader to know that this doesn't mean necessarily that they're stuck forever. And that's when we look for outcomes. So like if this card, a bad card, a hard card, comes up at the end of the reading in the future, that's when you either pull an action card for the querent, so they have something to work on so that they get through this bad card or hard card, or you read out and see what's going to come after this. Because, yay, the Five of Cups is followed by the Six of Cups. Again, you know, life is cyclical. Things change, things move. And to me, you want to be careful, if you can, about just leaving your querent hanging on a difficult card. And that's why I like to have those action-based cards, because you can't, you know, if the near future is going to be tough, it's going to be tough. There's nothing you can do about that. But at least with the cards, we can offer some action steps to help get through it, make it a little easier, things to look forward to, instead of focusing just on what's not here anymore. And then the Six of Cups is really about sweetness. I think of it as about a lot of things in our past. It's about memories. It's about sweet memories. This card is twofold. So it can come up in a reading as someone coming in from your past, coming back from the past, friend, lover, family member, spirit. It can be that. Or it can be also a reminder not to live in the past. You know, depending on the cards that come around it and what the situation is. Is it saying, hey, you know, you're staying there, you're in the past right now, you're thinking in the past, you're being in the past. So those are things to think about when you're doing a reading. But really, it's about past sweet memories. This card is normally a very sweet card, a very nice card. But we can, you know, people in general can stay in memories too long and not move forward, or let those memories or those past thoughts hang on to us, and then we don't move forward into something better. So there you have it, Six of Cups. Seven of Cups. Okay, so this is dreams, choices, wishes. It's an abundance of choices. Now, sometimes I see this card as overwhelming. So sometimes when we are given choices and we have a ton of choices, if there's too many, it becomes overwhelming. And this is how I see this card a lot, that sometimes it's just like, it's just too much. I don't know what to choose, because there's so many. There's good, there's bad, there's this, there's that. What if I choose this and I should have chose that? This card is mixed up with all of that stuff. You know, we're reminded about the different things in the cups. There's the different choices. Also, is it just him dreaming and fantasizing? I want all of these things. You know, I mean, it can be all that too. But really, it is about choices. When it does come up in action, I see this a lot as someone, you know, procrastinating on making a decision. So if you have all of these choices, make your choice. If you don't make your choice, that is a decision, that is a choice, not making one. And then you're allowing fate to happen. And fate can be a good thing, and that can be okay sometimes. And sometimes that needs to happen. You know, the querent needs to not make a decision and needs to not work. But at the same time, do they? So if they do, they should be the one making the choice, instead of letting the, you know, universe make that decision for them. So Seven of Cups. And then we have the lovely Eight. This is one of my favorite cards, actually, because it's a choice. It's not like the Three of Swords where it's a hurt, it's a pain. It can hurt. But the person is making a choice to say, these things no longer are good for me. They no longer serve me. I'm going to walk away. They don't have to be bad things. They don't have to be good things. They are just things. It can be walking away from a bad situation, but it can also be walking away from just a situation that really literally no longer is doing you justice. Let's say you're in love with somebody and they come around now and again, and but they don't give the love that you are giving them, and it's hard, and you need to walk away because it just doesn't serve you to give your time and attention to this person. It's that, you know, that kind of feel, you know, what is beyond these, you know, these other cups, and where can I go? And it's a half moon, half sun. I look at that a lot. It's, they say it's an eclipse, but to me it almost looks like both. Are you going to choose the sun, or are you going to choose the moon? Are you going to choose the sun, which knows we see when the sun's out and it's light, and we can see when the moon's out, that casts funny shadows and stuff, and we might not be seeing things correctly. But I do believe this is also a fated card. It's a lot of times it can be fate. I think when I look at this, I mean, he looks kind of sad. I mean, because he kind of is bent over. So it is hard. You know, it's a hard card. We're leaving what we know and love, or just because we know it's not good for us, but it doesn't mean we don't love it or want it, or I'm going to miss it. This could be leaving a job that no longer serves you, but you really like the job and you love your boss. And it's that kind of, oh, you know, I want to go because it knows this isn't giving me what I need. But again, you know, what do I want to do about that? So, yeah, 8 of Cups. As an action, I would, if it come up in an action, it would mean to me like, you know, really look at what this situation is bringing you, and do you need to walk away? I mean, just basically ask the question. You know, you don't want, I try to stay away from doing too pointed of actions because it really needs to be the querent's choice. But the suggestion would be, look at what you have, and should you be walking away from that, and is it still serving you, would be the question to ask. And the 9 of Cups, a lot of people think this is the best card in the deck. It's about your wishes. It's called the wish card. Now, when I look at it, if we're going to manifest something, are we going to wish for it? Wishes are like blowing out birthday candles. To me, a wish, if I say I'm wishing, it's just a wish and it's just going to blow out with the candles, because how often have our wishes come true when we blow out our candles? This to me should be something that you desire. If we talk about the 9 of Cups and use that desire as a word, when we desire something, we work for it, we go for it, we eat it up, you know, because we desire it, and it's just so much more full and it's so much more fulfilling to have that. So I try to use that word when I'm talking about the 9 of Cups. It's a desire thing. I do slip a lot and call it a wish card because it's called a wish card. But it's manifestation. It's things coming in. To me, this card comes up, especially in the future. It's like just going to get, things are going to be good. Whatever this situation is, however it ends up, it's going to be good because it's got this card attached to it. It's going to be good. It's going to be what you really want, whether you know it or not. But also, as a forewarning, it can be careful of what you wish for, because sometimes they come true and you could be wishing for something that may not serve you. So that's another thing to use for it as well. And then on top of that, as far as an action, to me it is a manifestation. You know, really thinking about what you want and desire in your life and manifesting that via a journal, via thoughts, via a candle, via something. This to me is speaking directly to that, is saying, okay, you need to manifest this this situation or this thing or whatever it is. So that's kind of your action. Also an appreciation a little bit of what you have. You can use it that way as well. And then we have the lovely 10 of Cups. We've got a rainbow above us with 10 cups on it. And you've got happy people, you've got kids dancing, you've got the lady and the man arm in arm. You know, this is a happy relationship. It's full of joy. It's a good thing. They're happy. They're looking up to things. This is a very good ending card. This is a very good relationship card. So if you're doing a relationship reading, it's really about a happily ever after. It's a really good relationship. It's a solid relationship. But it is built on love. It's built on emotion. So it's a good emotional relationship. And it is a happily ever after card. You know, we do readings and these cards can come up in not such a serious position. So maybe it's not considered marriage, but we are going to look at it and say, well, it is about, you know, having a really good relationship and enjoying something to the fullest and committing to that thing, whatever it is. It could be a relationship. It could be, you know, an action, a project, a job. So there you have it. Those are the cups.